I responded from home, heard that there was a lady trapped in a fire. The house was close to the fire station, so I was hoping that we'd get a good response. We just lost our staffing probably 3 months or so before this call came in, so that obviously was a concern.
So I was off duty. I was cooking dinner for the kids when they got off of school. We got called for an occupied house fire. So I responded from home in my personal vehicle. I had to pass the residence to get to the station, so I ended up stopping in my own vehicle.
He stopped to see what he can do, and essentially without the protection of a hose line or any protective turnout gear.
There was a police vehicle on the roadway marking the driveway. There was heavy smoke coming from the back of the residence.
I looked to pull in the yard. I thought I was going to be part of the rescue situation there. And as I looked, I noticed Travis's truck was already in the yard.
Police officers were on the back porch of the residence. They were attempting to make entry with a fire extinguisher to put the kitchen, it was a kitchen fire, it ended up being a stove fire. So they were attempting to put the fire out with a fire extinguisher. I asked them where she was, if they heard her. They said they heard her in the front of the building. So I continued to the front of the building. So when I got to the door, I noticed the door was aged very well. So I knew it wasn't going to be much to kick it. So I kicked it, and when I kicked it, it didn't go in all the way. I could tell something stopped it. That's when I started picking the glass out, and it was, shards of glass. I was barehanded, so picking the glass out and pulled the curtain down. She was on the floor on the other side of the door. So I stepped in the window and drug her to the window and then was able to pull her out. Once I got her out of the window onto the porch, the police officers came around and was able to help me pick her up, and we carried her to the front yard.
And then as I looked, I saw Travis had already got her out, and she was sitting under the tree there, and he had oxygen on her and was providing some medical attention to her.
But I think it's right place, right time, right person.
I went and saw her a few days later. She didn't remember the fire at all. She remembered me when I was a kid. She's, for a woman in her 80s though, she is doing well. She's living with family now.
Travis is pretty much the heart of a firefighter. He's brave, courageous, strong, efficient, and he's very compassionate as well.
Travis is very deserving of this award. I'm sure he's very humble, but it needs to be recognized. He did an outstanding job from hearing those stories from everybody that was at the incident.